What's up, everybody? It's James the Juggernaut with the Jukebox Podcast up here in the Northwest with my guest, Tattoo Face Carlos, Funny Carlos, that crazy Vato on TikTok and Instagram, whatever, man. How you doing, bro?
Good, bro. How you doing, man? Nice to
I'm
meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, man. I've been stalking Carlos for like a month now. He went viral. So what I'll do, Carlos, is on my YouTube, my Rich Lifestyle YouTube. I'm trying to build it up to where I can make money, right? And so
Yeah.
you have to meet these certain criterias. And so without getting flagged for copyrights, I just stole a bunch of material that wasn't mine and just put little captions. And
Yeah.
yours was one of them. So and I put and what made it go viral. And now that I've just figured out that I was faking the funk because Carlos just told me he's never been locked up. I put prison dad speaks on tattoos because I guess your daughter or something, and you were at some restaurant. And she's like, "Hey, Dad, would you get rid of this tattoo?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I'd put F my kids right here,"
Uh-huh.
and that like hit almost 1 million views on my YouTube.
Damn, dog. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Right, man.
I guess faking the funk does pay off, huh? So, anyways, Carlos, who are you, bro?
Hey, man. My name is Carlos Orellana, man. I'm a viral comedian, a barber, a dog breeder. You know, I been in the comedy world 15 years, man. 15 years.
And what got you into comedy, looking the way that you do?
Well, I started rapping, right? But I sucked at rapping, right? So
Okay.
I started rapping, I started doing music videos, but all through the music videos, I always told my producers, I want to put comedy in the middle of the videos, like some comedy
Uh,
acting. And what people would do is that they would watch my videos, but they would cut off the music and just use my
your
comedy
skits.
parts and
Your
then
skit,
put them on
yeah.
the internet and they would go viral. So I'm like, man, what the fuck am I doing rapping, bro?
What are you like? Do you have aspirations to make music and you just
Yeah,
thought,
yeah. Well, I grew up off of Chicano rap, so I was
yeah,
trying to do like a Chicano rap type
sure,
music, man, and it was
sure.
cool. I thought it was dope. I thought I was the best, man. But somehow, some way, I got viral in comedy, bro, and I just kept pushing the comedy, bro, because viral. I was going, 87 million views, 10 million views, 15 million views, 20 million views. I'm like, bro, this comedy is crazy.
Just off those skits off your music
Just
videos.
off the skits, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My homie, because I told him I was interviewing you, I showed him a picture. He's like, "Hey, fool's that Baldacci?" I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, nah, bro. I was like, he looks like him though, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's crazy because I've been around for a long time, bro. I've been around for a
sure.
long time, and the thing about me is that I fall off and I come back. I fall off and I come back because of my pages. They always take down my pages, so I
Do
got
they,
to start all over
do you know
again.
why? Do you know why?
Yeah, well, man, I would go overboard with my skits, dude.
Okay.
'Cause I came up with like a long neck and Chupapi Muñeño is then
Yeah, I've seen that video.
and
My
the
wife and I
and
were
the
watching
and
that.
the
Yeah.
I started going viral with all kinds of people, and I would leave for a year, try to build up my page, and then I would hook up with people, build up my page again, hook up with people. So like I always stayed viral every year of the 15 years.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing more PG-13. So now I'm going viral in a PG way because I ain't trying to get my shit banned anymore, man.
Well, hopefully with Daddy Elon and Daddy Trump, all that censoring goes away a little bit, right? Because
Yeah, I
that
hope.
I mean that's what they're pushing on top of a bunch of other basura, but
Yeah,
whatever.
man, I hope that piece of shit's good for something.
Yeah, yeah, man. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Santa Barbara County, man. I went to high school in Carpinteria High School. I went to elementary in Santa Barbara on the west side of Santa Barbara, and then I did a couple years in Galita Valley. I mean, in Galita, La Patera school in Galita. So Santa Barbara County is Santa Barbara, Galita, Carpinteria, and Lompoc.
Okay.
So I live here in Lompoc now. So I just been around the area.
Yeah, no, I'm from Yakima, Washington, bro, and my whole life I'm 30 years old, dog. I just turned 30 a few months back, even though I look probably your age.
Dang,
Uh,
man.
yeah. No, I put myself on no jumper and that full lush that I look like a thumb. So that's why I be wearing these hats. I'm like, that's cold, bro. I was gonna, if I ever meet him when I go out to California, I was gonna, you ever remember Spy Kids and shit with the thumbs people?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, hey, fool, I was bigger before any of y'all fools came out, bro. Look at
yeah.
this. Nah, but No, man, I grew up in Yakima, Washington, and a lot of California cultures just bled into ever since I was a kid, bro. There was always politics and everybody trying to be from this and be from that. And it's unfortunate. And everybody's always talked about LA. So it's nice. You're one of my first guests that's not from LA or trying to rep LA. I remember
Yeah.
I made a post about you, Roddy Rax, and Yellow Hill, and you corrected me, I think. And you're like, yeah, bro, that wasn't Los Angeles, that was Santa Barbara. I was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I fixed it. But before we started the interview, when we were talking on Messenger, you were saying that you helped a couple artists get their start. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, 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 man. Okay, so when I had my pages big, when in 2021, I had my pages at like 2 million, and
Yeah,
on IG I had 100,000, and my
right.
everything was just booming.
Sure.
I was reaching out to a lot of badass artists, like a Yellow Hill.
Yeah,
Yellow Hill had like 500 followers at the time.
yeah,
And I reached out to Yellow Hill and I was like, "Hey, Yellow, bro, you're sick. I got to put you on my platform." And I put him on my platform. And then a couple of months later, he just had like 50,000, 40,000 views. I mean, 40,000 followers. I'm like, damn, dog. And he would always tell me, "Thanks, fool. Like, you put me on with the Latinos because nobody ever knew he was Black Latino, you know?"
yeah. You should have told that fool, don't me feria.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I just do it to help, man, and I from the blessings I went up on stage with him for New Year's this New Year's this year, and he actually shouted me out about that. So he actually brought that to light.
That's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope. No,
man.
man, I've worked with Yellow Hill as a promoter, and I brought him out here, and we got some music together. I think I sent you our video. I don't know if you watched it, but
Yeah,
yeah, bro, Yellow Hill's a dope dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude. He's down to earth. Being a promoter, I've met a lot of artists, dude. I've worked with some hitters, and they forget who they are sometimes, bro.
yeah,
That's something that I like about Yellow Hill. He most of the time, I don't know, because we got a friendship. We mess with each other a lot, but most of the time that fool's down to earth with me, and
yeah.
so shout out to him. So you're Guatemalan, right?
Yes, I'm from Guatemala. Yeah, born.
And I watched a little bit of your interview on Haters World, and
Uh-huh.
so you have Mexican blood.
Okay, so I'm Guatemalan 100%.
Sure.
And in Central American, everybody has somewhat percent Mexican because of the coffee. I think it was the coffee and the beans they used to like import,
Yes.
and they would go over there, the girls would get pregnant, come back to Guatemala. You know what I mean? Like it would just be mixing. But Guatemala used to be Mexico like 500 years ago,
Okay.
or 1,000 years ago. It used to be Mexico. So Guatemala just independence. It just went as their own country.
Okay.
So either way, Central Americans were always going to have some Mexican in us, and some black too, because a lot of people that do ancestry DNAs, they end up being 7% black, 10% black. You know?
Yeah, no, it's yeah, growing up in Yakima, bro, there's a big native culture out here. We have the
Yeah,
Yakima Nation, things like that. Me being a white boy, bro, growing up the way I did, my homies would say certain things, and
yeah,
being with I told you I was texting you earlier, my wife's Mexican. There's some things that I can't say that I would say with my homies, and she'd be like, that's not okay to say. Like when I met her parents and all that, I was like, "Yo, no." She's like, "Don't say that shit to my parents. That shit is not cute." But no, it's awesome though, and you notice though too, and you could probably speak on this. I was going to ask this as well. Do you feel like there's a big difference between Chicano culture and Mexican culture? My wife, I'll be honest, bro, she's second generation or first generation, however that, if you know what I'm trying to
yeah,
say.
yeah,
And
yeah.
her family is not about none of this at
Yeah.
all. You
Well,
know,
Chicano culture, Mexican culture, it just depends. If you're talking about Mexican, like in Mexico, the people
yes,
in Mexico and the people in California, yeah, yeah. Well, the people in Mexico, it really is a big difference. Like, because the
yeah,
people in Mexico are more raw. They're more about, they're more about the Mexican blood. Chicanos are kind of a little whitewashed, and
yeah.
because we're here, you know what I mean? It's not that California is white, but like they use more of that dude, bro. Like they use a lot of those words.
Well, yeah, and it's also and this is coming from my wife's family's perspective. Like,
Uh,
like the lowriders weren't a big thing. Like her grandparents were farm workers.
Yeah.
They pushed my wife to go to college, and
Yeah.
she has one cousin who thinks he's somebody, but that's it. Everybody
Yeah.
else went to college, did their thing, and
Yeah.
so when they met me, which I'm just Irish white guy that grew up in Little Mexico, pretty much, they're like, "Oh, he's cute," you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cute, But
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
no, bro,
Irish people, I love Irish people food. I say Irish people are gangster, bro. They're gangster, bro.
look, I tell people this all the time, bro. I never try to fake the funk. When I was younger, I always tried to be something I wasn't. I never got put on the hood. I grew up around certain people, so I listen to certain music. I got an appreciation for the culture, but I'm a white dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just keep it at
Yeah.
that. But at the same time, my mom is a gangster bitch, bro. She's been in and out of jail more than you. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Straight up, and
Yeah.
it's just it is what it is. But going through your Instagram, something I just found out yesterday, which I was all like, I've seen the episode.
Uh,
What was it like to be on Ridiculousness? And before you answer that, please, is that something you submit? Is it like America's Funniest Home Videos, or do they actually pull that shit from the internet?
they pull it from the internet. So what happens is, the video goes viral, right? And then
Sure.
like once they see the numbers, like 20 million, because that one got like 20 million.
Yeah.
And then they hit me up and they're like, "Hey, Carlos, I'll make you a deal. I'm a producer for Ridiculousness." I'm like, "Hi." And then they're like, "Check this out. We'll give you this much for this video, or you can get royalties off of this video, or every time the show airs, you get a certain percentage." I go, "Just cash me out for it. You can have it." Like, if they would have told me they could have it, I would have gave it to them. But they wanted full rights of it, so I'm like, "All right, just cash me out." So they cashed me out for it, and they put it on the show. But I told her, if you guys put me in the show, please make sure that he roasts me when my episodes up. And she kept her word.
Yeah.
He ended up roasting me about my voice. He goes, "Man, I didn't expect that voice coming out of that guy.
No, bro. No,
That
and
was
like
hilarious."
no, and this is and please, anybody watching this, like, look, that's the same with Yellow Hill and a couple other guys I've met. The way I grew up, bro, like when I look at you, I look at you as like one of my homies, Theo's, like,
Yeah.
¿Qué onda, mijo? And all this, and you're like, "Hi, I'm Carlos." I'm like, that's crazy, bro. But that's awesome though. Never judge a
Yeah.
book by its cover, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
what other shows or appearances you've been on, dog?
I've been on Scare Tastics with PewDiePie. Scare PewDiePie. I've been
Okay.
on Caso Cerrado, the Mexican Jerry
I seen
Springer.
I seen that. My wife's seen that.
Yeah, Ridiculousness. I've been on this Telemundo show called Enrique Santos, El Pelenque. Um, yeah, man, I've been. That's
So so what's the difference between being on Spanish shows versus being on Ridiculousness?
Ridiculousness. Everybody accepts with Ridiculousness. It's all races, bro. Like every race sees you. Like Ridiculousness opened the
Yeah.
door for all the races to love me.
Yeah.
And the Mexican is just the Mexican Spanish speaking Mexicans that open the door. So, you know, I hit every crowd for every show, bro. It's different crowds. Like me, I attract all the Chicano culture / the Guatemalan culture. So there's
Yes.
Guatemalan culture everywhere. So yeah.
What's what's your goal with content creating? So you came in as a musician, as a rapper, kind of took off as a comedian. Would you say unwillingly or surprisingly?
I came willingly, but surprisingly, I just took off, bro. I took off.
Sure. So what's your goal now? I mean, you mentioned you work a job, right? So you work and then you do content creating. Like,
Yeah.
is it just to stay relevant and have a good time? Are you
Yeah.
trying to rebuild the platform? What's the goal with it now?
The goal now is really doing it, bro. Like my thing is vlogging because I'm a personality. I'm
Yeah.
a personality, bro. So everywhere I go, it's I every day I take pictures with fans. Every day I run into fans, die-hard fans, dude. Everywhere I go, anywhere in the USA, right? So
Mm.
I like to be recording myself when all these fans are coming up to me because it's hilarious to me. To me, I'm like, dog, this is
Yeah.
all the hard work in the last 15 years is paying off now, barely. So my main thing right now is doing a lot of vlogging, bro. Like of my lifestyle. My lifestyle is fun, dude. You need to be on my lifestyle one day. You need to chill with me for 2 days one day when we go to LA, dude. It's
Yeah.
amazing, bro. And my thing is, I'm trying to work with with big dogs right now. I'm trying to work with Neons, with Speeds, with
Yeah.
Tyson Knapp, and I'm trying to go that route, bro. I'm trying to like just work with all these
Well,
people that are.
and I'm glad you bring that up because I've noticed, and this wasn't part of my questions, but like Capone,
Uh,
Lefty,
yeah,
these guys are working with, because that generation, like, bro, I'm 30, like, so those are like 20-year-old kids, 22-year-old kids, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like they're kind of my generation, kind of not. Like we grew up on computers, right? But they like really grew up on computers.
yeah,
And so to see like, and I love Capone. We got a record, and he's pretty solid. But to
yeah,
see Capone and knowing how old he is, sitting there streaming, and then seeing Lefty, he's about my age, late 20s, early 30s. To
yeah,
see these guys breaking records. Oh, and Jello too. LeAngelo Ball.
yeah.
LeVar Ball's son. He broke. I mean, all these guys. Doesn't matter if they're Mexican or not, or Chicano or not, bro. They're breaking records the last couple months off of streaming with Neon. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
No, man, I think that's a beautiful thing, bro. Neon is talented. Is when the first time I seen that dude, it was just I'm like, oh, dog, this guy's a different. Because to me, if you're different, you're gonna blow
Yeah,
up, bro. And with me, I came in 15 years ago with no tattooed people came out. No cholos wanted to do comedy. Everybody was like, hell no, we're not doing comedy. We're gonna make ourselves look bad, you know. So I get flowers from people. Like when I say flowers, I mean respect from people for opening the doors for cholos to do comedy. I open the doors for tattooed faces to come out and be viral.
yeah,
Because now we have like a King Made. King Made is a dude that barely came, and see,
yeah.
I
No,
open the doors for all these guys. You know what I mean?
yeah. And the crazy thing about Keemmate is I like him a lot. When I watch his videos, he does them so good. I thought those were real, bro. Because there's one video that went viral. I'm like, oh, this dude's on a sick one. And then
Yeah.
I found, and then I found him on it. I found him on Instagram, and I was just like, oh, bro, he's smoking some good highlight right there.
And that guy gets millions, bro. This you're talking about 60 million, 80 million, 20 million views. Like he's doing
And
it,
so
bro.
you guys get paid off that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you can you break that down a little bit? How that works?
Because like I went viral a lot on TikTok, and I
Sure,
remember I remember they owed me, let's say $7,000. They owed me for all the
sure,
viral videos, right?
sure.
And they owed me $7,000, and then they shut me down. They shut the page down, so I wanted to cash that out, but you couldn't because your page got shut down.
Yeah,
So I'm like, oh, so how do I get the money, or at least use that money to get my page back? You guys can have it. Wipe,
yeah.
but nah, man, didn't work. So that's how it is, man. You just gotta monetize yourself. Like you just gotta fit out all the apps that are in there that are to try to get you paid. But
So
I don't do that yet until my following gets a little bigger.
and again, I've talked to rappers, producers, because when people watch this, what I also like to do, you're my first quote unquote content creator that I've had so far.
Mhm.
I had Yellow Hill, you talked about records and how he sells albums to make money up front, to different whatever. And I've had producers talk about publishing. I had a guy who's done like 40 plus songs for Tech Nine. And so
Yeah,
he kind of broke it down for me. Like he may get 500 bucks, 1,000 up front, and then Tech breaks him off within the
yeah.
last couple of years off the publishing. So for content, so is 7,000 roughly kind of the most you've made so far? As far as content would go?
No. Okay. So when I was on top of my game on TikTok, and I
Sure.
had like millions of people would pay me. It would be $1,500 just to be on my page, just like
Okay. Yep.
promo. So the thing is, there was a point of my career where I had like maybe 10 guys lined up a month for like only for like 4 or 5 months. This lasted, but I had like guys paying me $1,500 a month. Boom, boom, boom for all the promos.
So
For
you're making over at that time you're making over $10,000
Yeah, yeah,
just off promos, and
yeah,
that's not the streams or the views or
yeah.
whatever. That's
Just
not.
couple promos, dog. And then yeah, and then my shit gets shut down. So I'm like, God damn it. You know?
Is it
So,
has it been hard for you to rebuild?
yeah, no, yeah, but what the hard part is everybody turns on you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work with you when you have no followers. Like when I try to jump back on, I would reach out to all the all the famous TikTokers would be like, "Hey, they shut me down, bro. Can we do
Yeah.
some skits?" And they'll be like, "Oh shit!" Like, because the thing is, they need their half of promos too, because that's the whole thing is people would invest in you if you have a good amount of followers to
Right.
fall back on, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that does suck because you built yourself up to such a name, and then for that to get taken down, and then they're not showing you no love, man. That's
Yeah, but it's cool, man. When I'm such a happy person, bro,
yeah,
like I just get up and just record more. You know, I just keep going, bro. Like I don't stop, bro. Like as soon as I work with the famous person, I go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one.
yeah,
You know, because I've worked with like the Game, Nipsey Hussle, Tyga.
yeah.
I
That's
worked with
dope.
Gwen Stefani's husband. I've worked with a lot of celebrities, bro. You know.
You keep in contact with most of them.
Yes, yes, I do.
That's
I do.
awesome.
Yeah,
Who's the most famous person in your phone that would answer? And I'm not asking you to do it now, but
yeah.
if you shot them a text or you called them, they'd answer.
Uh. Dang, man, Whack 100.
Whack 100, shout out
Yeah.
Whack, man. Yeah, I don't know about Whack, bro. I like him, but I've never met him. Like he seems like somebody who's respectable, and then he also seems like somebody who'll strip you down. You
Yeah,
know?
well, Whack is with the business, bro. He's just with the business, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you don't know what you're gonna get. I look up to him, bro, because he's just like me, bro. It's just the difference between me and him. He's a straight prison gangsta ass dude, bro. You know, that's
yeah,
the only difference between me and him. But like, we troll the same, bro. But it's just he will pull up and he will like doesn't matter what size you are, bro.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so.
no, the first time I seen him is that video back in the day where he beat up Stitches.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did beat the dog shit out of Stitches. I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's what it was because it was going around that Game was the one who punched Stitches, but it was this
yeah,
little short
yeah,
dude.
man.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but shout out to Whack Man, Whack 100. I have long conversations with him, and me and Whack are definitely gonna collab pretty soon, man. I love that dude.
that's dope, man. Yeah, I'm trying to convince my wife to go out to California, bro. I've been in Washington most of my life, and it's cool out here, but and I'm just, I'm at a point where it's like I'm out of my 20s now, and we're getting out of college and stuff. My wife and I are working on college degrees, and I God gave me second chances, if you would. So I'm not trying to, spoil that,
Yeah.
So I'm going to college, working a good job and things like that. But I want to ask you, Carlos, outside from all that, when did you start getting tattooed like that, and how has it affected your life?
Well, I started getting tattooed at 30 years old, on my face, from my face up. I was at 30 years old, and then from the neck down 18. But the thing is, it's crazy because I've been such a what do you call those kind of people? Like a rejected person my whole life. Like I got rejected by teachers at school, by just a lot of people, like my even my own family, and the thing is, by getting my tattoos, it's turned me to a different person. It's made all the people that turn on me to completely leave me alone. You know what I mean? So when I got my face tattooed, like a lot of people that I didn't want around me disappeared from my life, and people just looked at me different. People, it changed my whole. I think tattooing my whole face and everything changed my whole life just because it made people look at me different. You know?
Well,
Um,
so when you said that the people that were kind of that were already kind of turning their backs to you and not wanting to talk to you or work with you, was that kind of your way of telling them chupas? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
certain way of me going. Get out of here.
yeah, yeah, no,
But I don't regret it. I don't regret getting my face tattooed on my head, or anything. I do regret the tattoos I got. I wish I could take them all off and then
you
redo them
can,
all over again.
you can.
Yeah, I want to redo my whole face all over again.
Why that bro? That would go viral.
Yeah,
That shit would go viral if you if we had it before of you now, right? And
yeah,
then you wipe clean. That fool Pete Davis did it. He's wiped himself clean, all his stats.
yeah,
And you wipe yourself clean and then find a good artist that you like and then redo it all again. That
yeah,
should go viral again.
yeah, yeah,
That shit would go viral, bro. But
yeah.
it's
It
it, it's
does.
gonna it's gonna take some time, and it take a lot of video, bro, just to get that
Yeah,
off.
it's just there's a lot of tats that I just don't agree with. I should like skulls. I don't like skulls no more. I like to have nothing but positive stuff on me no more. Like now,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't like the skulls and the devil, like the devil stuff. Like I just want to take all the devil stuff off me and put nothing but positive, dude. Because I'm in a positive state of mind right now.
Yeah, all that stuff was when you were like younger and going
Yeah, I
through
was
your
younger and I thought that was cool, but it just didn't mean
yeah.
nothing, you know?
Yeah, bro. If I would have shaved my head, I'd have my cap off. But it's
Dang.
yeah. But no, I want to get my head blasted, bro. I've never been to jail. I'm very proud of that. I've done some things in this life, but thankfully, I'm not as gangster as my mom, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I want to get my head blasted, and my wife encourages it. But I work in education, bro. I'm a substitute teacher.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, very proud of that. Very proud
Good
of
stuff,
that.
man. Good stuff.
Thank you. And but I've got tattoos on my hand, bro. I'm tatted, but I want to get my head blasted. And aside from maybe not being able to work, in the school districts, which is neither here nor there once I get my degree, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
yeah, man. I'm kind of the same way. So it's interesting that you said that, bro, because I always was told, I'd end up in jail or in prison. I got kicked out
yeah,
of school a lot,
yeah,
because I thought a certain lifestyle that I seen in my early teens was the way to go, and got kicked out of school and had to deal with the hoodas. And
yeah,
bro, I gotta tell you real quick this story, bro. I would get picked on a lot because I was the white boy, and there was this fool out there called Weddle, and I'm not gonna say what neighborhood he's from because I want to
yeah,
give him
yeah,
a shout.
yeah, yeah,
But this fool Weddle would always pick on me, bro. His tall ass, white, half Mexican, white dude. And he'd always talk crap. And then we were at this party one time, and all of us were scared to go in because their enemies were there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah,
he looked back and he's like, "Hey, send the white boy." And my big homie Ramon, he went by Scarface back in the day, but he's left that behind. So Ramon, he he's like, "Nah, man, fuck that shit. You go." And so they go, and all of a sudden, these two females come out, titties popping out, bro, just throwing fucking just straight up fossils, bro, just beating each other up and shit.
yeah,
And their enemies are right there watching, scoping us out. And then my homie Ramon gets out. And he's like, "Hey, if you guys want to fuck with some real G's and all this and this, this and this and that, come to us." And so,
yeah,
yeah, bro, and we had a banging ass time. And that same fool sat there and talked shit to me that night when the cops came, because the cops came to their house, and I was freaking out because I didn't want to get in trouble with my grandma and shit, dog.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because I wasn't supposed to be out that late. I
yeah,
wasn't answering my grandma's calls. So I'm gonna keep it real, dog. Like it's just what it was. They took a little white boy from his grandma's basement and tried to turn him into a G.
yeah.
Because I didn't have no friends, dog. So they were just like, "Hey, you want to kick it with us? Wear South Pole, shave your head, and say "que onda," and we'll figure out the rest." So, honestly, dog. And
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
"All
yeah,
right, cool." And
yeah,
so they put blankets under me and shit. My homie, or on top of me, my homie Ramon is like, "Hey, just don't say no shit." And I threw his bong. I was all scared it fucking broke and shit. And the cops are coming in and they're patting down the blankets, bro. And I'm terrified. And then I hear that fool Weddle, that same fool was calling me a pussy and a bitch all night because I didn't want
yeah,
to go knock on the door. He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, thanks, officer. Thanks for letting us know to keep the music down and all this, and that." And so everybody leaves. And as soon as everybody leaves, I look at that fool. I was like, "Hey, thanks, officer." He's like, "Oh, fuck you, fool. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You would have said shit." I'm like, "Nah, bro, I wouldn't have, but you should have said something." At
Damn.
the same time. But anyways, yeah, living that lifestyle, bro, because obviously you come from a certain background. Has that influenced you in your older age? Like you call yourself a cholo, and you work with these certain artists, and you get on these platforms, but obviously you don't have the same mentality you did when you're in your 20s and your 30s.
Nah, nah, nah.
How's that differed?
Well, the thing is, growing up, with cholos and all that, they influence you no matter what.
Facts.
Like even if you're not one, they influence you. And my whole life, I've seen cholos do everything pretty much, and that it always influenced me, man. But like I said, I was growing up an illegal immigrant, so I always tried to stay like on the side. Like I never wanted to get in trouble, bro, because I didn't want never wanted to get deported.
Yeah.
Uh, I just seen a lot, and it influenced me, man. So once I hit my like 22, 23 years old, I'm like, I started kind of acting like it a little bit, dog. You get influenced by it. So
Yeah.
I'm catching fakes with people. I'm freaking doing everything cholos do. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I did that my whole 20s. And then, once you hit like 35, you're like, all right, dog, I gotta switch it up, dog. This was never me, man. It's time to be the real me.
And who is the real Carlos then?
The real Carlos is a loving, respectful family person, bro. I'm a great father, you know, I'm a great friend, you know,
Awesome.
I'm a good person, you know. I've never been in prison or jail, so that should explain to you
Yeah.
how good I've been, you know.
Yeah, but I see this and it really breaks my heart, Carlos, because even though you look the way that you do, and maybe you went through some things or did some things in your 20s and 30s or whatever,
Hmm.
you're not a criminal. And even if you were, you never went to prison,
Yeah.
and you're still up until however long it was till you got papers, um, you were at risk of getting deported. And
Yeah.
you came here at a young age, right? How old
Yeah.
were you?
I was 2 years old.
And that's crazy to me, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me how people could come here at 2, 3, 4 years old, even 7, 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, not against their will, but you really had no choice because your family
Yeah.
came here. And then now you're a criminal because you're illegal.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on all this?
Well, because the thing is, I look at that differently because, you know, when people come to the United States, they come to make a better life for themselves. They come to
Absolutely.
they come to get their money up. They come to get their houses. They come to be a better person, you
Yes.
know. And the difference between that and me, because the thing is, I came at 2 years old. California is all I know. I don't know no different, you know. And you know, it's just the people coming over here, bro. It's I've never met somebody that is an illegal immigrant that did a school shooting or did a you know, like come over here just to be ruthless or reckless. You know, I've never met that before. You know, and it's just crazy how the president, that's a felon, that's a criminal, calls them criminals. Like, bro, both of you guys, like, if you're gonna be calling them criminals, you're a criminal too. Like, you know what I mean? So, because Trump is a felon, he is a criminal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, and the thing is, bro, you know,
Yeah,
hopefully you don't hang up on me when I say this. I voted for him the first time.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I did.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I loved his candor. I loved his blatantness.
Yeah,
I thought that was way better than what the hell we had. I'll be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, yeah,
But the last month, I didn't vote. I told my wife that my wife gave me an ultimatum. She's like, "You vote for him." And I was like, "Well, you ain't gonna tell me what to do, but I love you enough to respect that because that's the woman. You know what I'm saying? That's the person I'm gonna be with the rest of my life. So it
yeah,
doesn't matter who the hell the president is." But bro, and what he's done, because I'm a Christian, bro. God saved me. I was a big cokehead and messed up. I had a big promo company. I was making a lot of money, bro. I was a couple years. I would have been Bobby D, bro, of the
yeah,
Pacific Northwest. Like I was up
yeah,
there, dog. I fucked all that up, being a drug
yeah.
addict, and yeah, bro. I'll tell you more about it later. But anyways,
It happens, and you all you can do is better yourself. You know, it happens.
right, and
We all lose it and then come back, bro. You just
right,
gotta make it come.
and I found God, bro, and I found sobriety. I got 17 months clean and sober, so that means something to me. So when you put Christ at the forefront of what you're talking about, I'm all about it. You know, us having, and I don't know what your stance is on this, because I heard about your transgender story. Um, I truly believe, boys and girls bathrooms, things like that, sports, things like that, I'm all about. Um, but when we start losing the humanity and things, like
Yeah,
Carlos, the only difference between me and you is the color of our skin.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's what I truly believe. And that's what I had to tell my wife, and I got friends, but I got a friend that works in outreach and has he went to college, has a 4-year degree, and yeah, bro, he game banged when he was 18, until early 20s, but bro, he's pushing 40, and him and his wife are scared, like, yo, if we go, what are our kids gonna do? They're citizens, but and that's the thing. And look, anybody watching this who's against immigration, I understand to a point. I'm not trying to have a whole on conversation with you about it, but those people who do take the time to sit there and get those papers, even if they're fake, I'm gonna throw them out there. They're still paying taxes, and then
yeah,
they don't get the tax refund.
yeah,
That's something my homie was mentioning too. Is that even though he works under a different name, he doesn't get a tax refund. He gets none of those benefits, but he would still rather live in the U.S. And we were trying to talk about it because I don't want to put him in a position, bro, to sit there and out himself. But he would much rather live in America as an illegal immigrant than live in Mexico. And
yeah,
I'm sure there's a reason why. And again, he
yeah,
came here at 5 years old, bro. and he's 36, 37 years old. He's a criminal.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I just think that's ridiculous. I think we're losing our humanity with this shit.
Yeah, well, like I said, man, he brings a lot of hate to the table. Trump, man, he brings a lot of hate to the table. I've never seen so much racism in my life. I've never seen so many like homosexuality hate in my life. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on, bro? You know?
Yeah. No, and again, I don't care. I don't care if you're gay, you're straight. That's up,
Yeah,
bro. God is the only person who can judge, honestly, and that's what I believe.
yeah,
And when I go to church, bro, and my pastor's over there sitting there telling us, look, I agree. I agree on some
yeah,
things, but
yeah,
I'm not going to sit there and condemn somebody, bro. I've done
yeah,
plenty of things, bro. I should
yeah,
I should I should go to hell for.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And what, they should go to hell because they sleep with another woman or another man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
As long as they ain't doing nothing to my asshole without permission, you know, I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care. But Carlos, I want to wrap this up, brother. One of the last things I want to ask you, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this, by the way. Thank you. Is what's the end all game that you want to achieve, and what would you tell your younger self?
Well, what I want to achieve right now is being one of the biggest bloggers out there right now, man. I'm too connected, I'm too prepared, I'm ready, bro. 15 years of mistakes that I've made at 42 years old now. I'm ready to take over, bro, and do the most the funniest vlogs out there with the most interesting viral vlogs out there. And that's what I want to do. Is just I would love to make millions and millions just off of vlogging about my life, about who I roll with, And
Yeah,
if I was to tell the young me something, I would have told the young me to be more PG-13, to be more professional, less sexual, less everything. Because when I started my career, I started working with porn stars, working with OnlyFans models, with strippers. I started working with everybody's store and going crazy. But that ruined me. That kind of a little bit ruined me. But if I was to tell a young me, I would be PG-13, and I would have worked a little bit harder on the skits and been a little bit more better quality on it.
Carlos, it's been a pleasure. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this.
And
This Tuesday morning at 10:15 a.m. Dog.
uh,
I'm sure you got a busy day. Just God bless you, bro. I love what you do.
thank you.
Thank you for responding. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, because you're giving the little guy an opportunity to get some shine and do what he wants to do. And
Yeah,
just gracias for that, bro. I
yeah,
hope that you're able to get what you lost back,
yeah,
and more.
yeah.
And you know what? And everybody watching who turned their back on Carlos when he lost his TikTok, chupas,
Werewolf.
yeah, chingo tu madre, all that shit,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
man. Hey,
yeah,
hey,
bro.
before I leave, man, can I give you a little bit of advice, man? I'm gonna school you on something real quick, man. Just before you leave, man, keep
Okay.
working hard, bro. Keep working hard. Keep reaching out to people. Don't stop reaching out to people. Don't stop getting content. I promise you, you will blow up. You just gotta keep doing it every week, nonstop. Because once you stop, the next guy will outwork you. You
I know,
know.
bro. I'm still trying to be a rapper too. Maybe that's my problem.
So just keep working, brother. Keep working. It's gonna work, bro. It's gonna work.
Hey, Carlos, God bless you. Thank you for that.
All right, brother.
All right. Have a good day.
For sure. You too, man.